Austerity measures are basically then when the government decides to cut things back to save money. The alternative being the government spends lots of money, makes jobs, gets the economy rolling again, like a priming the pump is the one they used about Franklin Roosevelt in the 1930s, whereas austerity is what we did in Britain in the 1930s. Probably the most profound economist of the last generation, or of any generation, would be John Maynard Keynes, or Keynes, depending on how you pronounce it, who argued that when you're doing well, when the economy is doing well, when you've got lots of money about, when lots of people have got jobs, then the government should try to spend a little less, should try to only provide what is essential for people, and shouldn't be extravagant in what it spends. But when times are bad, they should spend lots of money to get people jobs, to get people an income. When they've got an income, they will spend money. They spend money on other things. The people that make those things therefore have more money, and then the people that own those, and it sort of goes round and round and round. And when lots of people have jobs, lots of people have jobs. When few people have jobs, few people have jobs. So the essential thing is that when the economy is doing well, you should cut. When the economy is doing badly, you should spend. But turns out they do the exact opposite. At the moment, they're cutting when they need to spend money on lots of things. They want to get people moving and they want to get people having more jobs, but they're not prepared to do anything. It seems a very strange thing. Now, in the 1930s, when Herbert Hoover was the 31st President of the United States, he came up with an idea called voluntarism, which is essentially to try and get people to volunteer to do work, to try to get businesses to volunteer to spend more money, to get more people employed, to get the economy moving again. Except it didn't work, because businesses aren't going to spend money unless it is in their profit-making interest. Therefore they're not going to pay people jobs of money that they don't really need to spend and that won't actually help their business. So that's why it's an essential thing when the economy is bad, when there's high levels of unemployment, to spend money to reduce those levels of unemployment. And the unemployment is ultimately the most important thing to beat, rather than beating debt or deficit. Unemployment is the essential thing. Debt and deficit are made up numbers that don't really occur to anybody, whereas unemployment directly affects you. I think it was what Ronald Reagan said. I don't like Ronald Reagan very much, but what he said is, when your neighbour loses his job, that's a recession. When you lose your job, it's a depression. So essentially, we're entering another Great Depression, and we can only really get out of it if we spend more money.